pigstail here in the pot, and I'm just gonna be scalding this off because, you know, we have to remove the excess salt from the pigstail. You just want enough salt in there to kind of help in seasoning your pot, but not anything that's gonna be making your mouth spring a lot of water. So we're going through the scalding process, and I'm gonna be doing this twice. I use both. All right guys, so here it is that I have some beef stew that I have washed in vinegar water. If you notice what has happened, you can see all that excess blood has drained away from the meat. So anything that is not supposed to be there, the vinegar will pull that out. In addition, I have some, look, scald pigstail. I think I showed you the scalding process before. It has some fat on it, not a lot. I might pare these down somewhat because, to be honest with you, I don't like my meat to be fatty. The pieces are big. I've not decided as yet if I'll just leave them as big or if I'll cut them smaller, whatever. I don't know. Maybe I'll just leave them at this size because they're going to shrink up anyway, right? So from this step now, I'm going to be adding this to the crock pot just to cook it under pressure until the meat is tender, and then I'm going to transfer it to my pot that I will finish off on the stove. Alright, so I have now placed the pigstail along with the beef stew and the peas. All of this is pressured, and I have this now on the stove top. So this is actually cooked. Notice that all of that little fatty stuff is still on it. I was asked to let it remain because that is the beauty of the pigstail. Now for me, you know, I'd be paring all that off because I don't like fat. I just don't like fat on meat, right? But I'm gonna allow it to stay because I'm not the one who's going to consume it. But I'm going to go ahead now, and I am going to be adding the spinners to this pot once it has come to a boil. All right, after which I'm going to be seasoning it up and just allow it to do its thing, add a little bit of coconut milk, and then we're good to go. So we have our dough here, and I've put that into 2 halves basically. I never know if this are 2 halves. I don't want to look bigger than that one, but the bottom line is that I have made a dough, and if you're wondering how to make a flour dough, it is as simple as adding water and flour, and of course you're gonna take your time and add the water to the dough, to the flour rather, and knead it until it comes all the way together. Now I'm not the best dough kneader because let me tell you something, had my father been doing this, you see them little flour thing here where you sip on the side, none of that would have been there. But I don't claim to be a professional at anything that I do. I just want to make sure that the thing come out in a way that when my product is done, you can still say, yeah man, this thing shot, it tastes good. Me now responsible for all of the technicalities with getting rid of all those flour on the side. All right, as long as there's something here so workable, I am good to go. All right, so I am not the best dumpling maker as it relates to even coming out with the shape of the dumpling, especially if it's gonna be round dumpling. Don't come to me with that. I'm going to be making spinners, so it don't really matter. All right, so I'm going to go in with that now. Like I have my dough, so I'm gonna drop these. I'm gonna make them, drop them in the pot. All right, so now that our spinners is cooked here in it, I have added some seasoning, and the last step is for me to add this coconut milk, and the aim here is for it to basically just thicken up the stew. So that's the coconut milk that's added. I'm just gonna spin that around a little bit. Here we go, and of course I'm gonna cover this and allow it to simmer. Once it has thickened, then we know that it is ready. Okay, all right guys, so here we have it. Stew peas well ready. You see how this thick and creamy? Talk about the power of coconut milk, man. And good old peas, look at that, thick and nice. Yeah. So with stew peas, this is a weird thing. Some persons serve it up with rice and peas. I don't get it. I don't understand how you're gonna eat stew peas with rice and peas when pretty much rice and peas, as far as I'm concerned, is the same stewed peas without meat with just rice. So why eat rice and peas and stew peas? I believe that stewed peas is something that you must eat with plain old rice, okay, white rice. So whether that's jasmine rice, which is my preference, or in this case, I think I'm gonna serve this with some basmati rice and some fried plantain. So you can wait. Hear the bite, you know, chop. So you can definitely wait for the plating for this one. But look at it, it's rich and it's good and it's creamy. It has pig's tail, and of course it has some beef stew. It has good old red peas. It has the spinners in there, and you can see my little seasoning floating around, right? But I'll take this out, of course, for the plating. That's my thyme and my scallion and all of that, guys. This is absolutely delicious, ready to eat goodness, right? So ladies, if you can't cook stew peas, you know, so you're not going with nothing. So get with it, guys. Get with it, get with it, get with it. All right, thank you so much for watching this procedure, and of course just wait for the plating. Watch goodness. All right, guys, there you have it. Stewed peas. Look on pig's tail. Look at those peas and lovely spinners, and of course there's some beef stew in it. This is goodness. I hope you can see all the steam that's coming up through this. So you know, you want to plate this up, as I said before, with some white rice and some plantains. Lovely stewed peas via style, simple and easy. Love this.